everyone. In this audiovisual presentation, we are going to focus on valuable insights and tips for carers, teachers, and families of neurodivergent individuals. Whether you are a caregiver, an educator, or a family member, this video is designed to support in understanding neurodivergent conditions, indicators, and some of the behaviors neurodivergent kids exhibit in a classroom setting. We will explore strategies, outline specific interventions, and practices to support neurodiverse individuals to integrate into society with greater independence, and provide practical advice to help create a more inclusive and supportive environment for all. So let's get started. But what does exactly neurodiversity mean? Neurodiversity describes the idea that people experience and interact with the world around them in many different ways. There is no one right way of thinking, learning, and behaving, and differences are not viewed as deficit. But what does it mean to be neurodivergent? Judy Singer, a sociologist who has autism, started using the term neurodiversity in the late 1990s. It refers to the concept that certain developmental disorders are normal variations in the brain, and people who have these features also have certain strengths. In this video, we will be looking at co-occurring conditions related to neurodiversity. Though neurodiversity is a huge topic, this video will only focus on autism spectrum disorder or ASD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD, and generalized anxiety disorder or GAD. Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental condition that can sometimes affect communication and behavior. It is called a spectrum because there is a wide range of symptoms and severity. Individuals with ASD can sometimes exhibit challenges with social interactions, repetitive behaviors, and difficulties in understanding or using language. People with autism might also have unique strengths and differences in how they think, learn, and solve problems. They may also come with exceptional talents and skills in specific area. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder that characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that interfere with functioning and development. Common signs of an individual with ADHD include difficulty sustaining attention, excessive fidgeting or restlessness, difficulty organizing tasks, and impulsive decision-making. Generalized anxiety disorder or GAD is a condition characterized by excessive and uncontrollable worry about various aspects of life. An individual with GAD experiences persistent worrying, restlessness, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, and discomfort when there is unexpected change in routine. These three conditions may co-occur in an individual and often the symptoms overlap. An individual with ASD may also have ADHD and GAD symptoms. Recognizing and understanding the co-occurrence of these conditions is very important for providing tailored support and interventions such as sensory integration therapy, occupational therapy, and creating supportive and safe environment. In a classroom setting, neurodivergent individuals may exhibit challenging behaviors that could distract his classmates and his teachers due to a variety of underlying factors. These behaviors are often a form of communication or a response to unmet needs. These factors include sensory overload, communication difficulties, routine and structure, social challenges, executive functioning issues, emotional regulation, physical discomfort or health issues, and unmet needs and frustration. Sensory overload can be characterized by oversensitivity or undersensitivity. Oversensitivity is being oversensitive to stimuli such as noise, light, touch, or smells that can cause distress. On the other hand, undersensitivity may lead to seeking out sensory input in ways that are sometimes disruptive. Communication difficulties is an individual's struggle with expressing their wants, needs, or discomfort that could sometimes lead to frustration. Misunderstanding verbal or nonverbal cues from others can result in inappropriate responses. Disruptions to established routine and structure or unexpected changes can cause anxiety and behavioral outbursts to a neurodivergent individual. A lack of structure and predictability in the classroom can be unsettling. For social challenges, difficulty understanding and navigating social interactions can lead to feeling of isolation or rejection. Neurodiverse students' misinterpretation of social cues can result in inappropriate or aggressive behaviors. Some individuals may also have executive functioning issues. Problems with planning, organization, and completing tasks can lead to frustration and avoidance behavior. Difficulty managing time and transitions between activities can cause stress. An individual having trouble managing his emotions, like anxiety, anger, or sadness, can manifest in meltdowns. Limited coping strategies to deal with stress or frustrations can lead to aggressive or self-injurious behaviors. Pain, hunger, fatigue, or other physical discomforts can lead to behavioral issues. Underlying medical conditions or medication side effects can also influence behavior. Unmet needs and frustration may also cause challenging behaviors. Basic needs not being met, like feeling hungry, thirsty, or sleepy, can cause irritability. Frustrations from not being understood or from inability to complete a task can result in acting out. As an educator carer, we often see these different behaviors in the classroom. That is why it's very important that we are aware of what is going on with our students and what triggers them to act that way. We have to understand that these behaviors may be avoided if we know how to respond in different classroom scenarios involving dysregulation. It is crucial to implement specific intervention programs that will help students cope with their emotional difficulties. Applying an introduction of some evidence-based inclusive strategies is very important to foster an inclusive and supportive learning environment for our neurodiverse students in the classroom. Here are some examples. The first one is by providing a sensory-friendly and inclusive classroom design. It is important to create a sensory-friendly spaces with adjustable lighting, noise-canceling headphones, and quiet areas for breaks. We also need to provide tools such as fidget toys, weighted blankets, or sensory beans to help with self-regulation. We can also think about using mobile furniture to easily rearrange classroom configurations for different activities or creating signage that combines text and pictures to promote learning. Our next example is by providing our students a safe space in the classroom. According to research, people who have poor interoceptive awareness and oversensitivity, which may likely be in the case of most neurodivergent individuals, will struggle if there is an abrupt change in their environment, which would cause them to get overwhelmed. By allocating a safe space to our students who experience meltdown, where they retreat until they feel calm, we emphasize the concept of felt safety, which enables them to feel safe in their surroundings. And also by doing this, we can teach our students to exercise their coping mechanism to control their emotions until they feel at ease. We may also need to use visual schedules to outline daily routines and transitions to reduce anxiety for our neurodivergent individuals who are having trouble adjusting to change. We can implement visual cues and reminders for instructions, rules, and tasks. Using graphic organizers for organizing thoughts and information may also be helpful. Using token systems, reward charts, and other positive strategies also support in encouraging desired behaviors. We have to recognize and celebrate achievements and progress no matter how small it is. As teachers and carers, we have to work closely with occupational therapists, speech therapists, and other specialists to develop and implement individualized support plans. We also need to undergo ongoing trainings on neurodiversity and inclusive practices. Involving families in the planning and support process will also ensure consistency across school and home environment. By implementing these evidence based strategies, we can create a more inclusive and supportive classroom environment for neurodivergent students, helping them thrive academically and socially. However, implementing these interventions in the classroom can be challenging to many barriers. Teachers and staff may lack knowledge about neurodiversity and the specific needs of neurodivergent students. Misunderstandings or misconceptions about neurodivergent conditions can lead to inappropriate responses and strategies. Educators may not have received adequate training on how to implement and adapt interventions for neurodivergent students. Professional development opportunities related to neurodiversity may be limited or unavailable. Schools may also have limited financial resources to invest in specialized materials, tools, or technology. There might be a shortage of trained special education staff, therapists, or support personnel. Teachers may also have limited time to plan, implement, and monitor individualized interventions. High student to teacher ratios can make it difficult to provide personalized attention and support. School policies may not be conducive to the flexibility needed for neurodivergent interventions. Inconsistent implementation of policies and practices across different classrooms and schools can create disparities. Lack of communication and collaboration between school staff and families can impede the effectiveness of interventions. Families may have varying levels of understanding resources and ability to support interventions at home. Classroom setting may not be conducive to accommodating sensory needs, such as quiet spaces or flexible seating arrangements. To overcome these challenges, professional development is important. Providing an ongoing training and resources for classroom teachers is crucial. Encouraging collaboration and sharing of best practices among staff is also essential. By addressing these barriers through targeted strategies and commitment to inclusive education, schools can create more supportive and effective learning environment for neurodivergent individuals. In conclusion, it is morally crucial to embrace neurodiversity and integrate inclusive methods and strategies into the classroom in order to create a stimulating and inclusive learning environment. Parents, teachers, and carers may contribute to the success and well-being of neurodiverse students by applying person-centered initiatives into practice, which will pave the way for a greater independence, more promising, and inclusive future for all. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something. Bye!